My dear learners, for this course on engineering graphics. In our module 3, we were discussing about orthographic projection of solids. Let us move on to our problem number 10. Problem number 10 states that a pentagonal pyramid of 25 mm sides of base and 60 mm axis length rests on HP on one of its slant edges. Draw the projection of the pyramid when the axis is inclined to VP at 45 degree. If you clearly observe the problem, it states that the pentagonal pyramid is resting on HP on one of its slant edge. As I already explained, for slant edge, we should go for corner position. For slant triangular face, we should go for edge position. Since it is slant edge, I should draw the pentagon such a way that I will get corner towards my right hand side. Let us solve this problem. Since it is resting on HP, in the first position, pyramid should stand on HP. In the second position, pyramid rests on HP with slant edge. And finally, I should show the inclination of axis inclined to VP at 45 degree. This inclination what he has given is the true inclination for the true length of the axis, which is 60 mm. Once we rest the pentagonal pyramid on its slant edge, the axis length will be reduced. Therefore, for the apparent axis length, I should find the apparent angle of inclination, which is nothing but the beta angle for this problem. Let us solve this problem. For slant edge condition, I should go for corner positioning. Therefore, draw a pentagon such that you will get corner towards your right hand side. Let us draw the XY line first. This is vertical plane and this is horizontal plane. First, draw a 25 mm edge towards left such that corner will come towards your right hand side. On the either corner of this edge, mark 72 degrees exterior angle or 108 degrees interior angle. Marking 72 degrees on the either corner of this edge, draw a line measuring 25 inclined at an angle of 72 degrees exterior. Now, using compass, cut equal arcs from either corners. You will end up with the final corner of this pentagon. Now, join this corner. To mark the center, draw the perpendicular bisector. And from this corner, draw one more perpendicular bisector to the opposite edge. Locate the center. The center is O and O1. Since this is pyramid, draw a dark line from all the corners to this center. Which gives us apparent triangular faces. This completes the top view of the pentagon, in which I can see the apparent 5 triangular faces. Marking the corners, I will get A, B, C, D and E. Now take the projection vertically upwards. Now mark the axis. The axis length is 60 mm. Axis marked with dashed lines with dots in between. Connect the corners from the apex of the axis. Now mark all the corners. In the front view, observer will be here. To the observer, the corners B, C and D are visible, whereas A and E are invisible. If I mark, I will get B prime, whereas A prime is invisible. Axis is always invisible in the front view. O1 prime, C prime is visible, E prime is invisible. We have D prime, the apex is O prime, which is invisible. Now show the dimension of the axis and also the edge length. This completes the first position, front view and corresponding top view. Now in the second position, rest this pentagonal pyramid on its slant edge D prime, O prime. So therefore rotate it clockwise and draw D prime, O prime. So measuring D prime, O prime and transferring it I will get O prime and D prime. Now measure this angle between the slant edge and the base. The base is inclined at an angle of 70 degrees measured counterclockwise to the slant edge. Therefore, transfer this 70 degree measured counterclockwise to this slant edge. Measure the base and transfer to that 70 degree which we have marked. Also, make a note of the corners O1 prime and C prime, E prime. Now join the corresponding corners and also mark the axis. Marking the corners, I will get C prime, E prime is invisible. I have O1 prime and B prime, A prime is invisible. Take the projection vertically downwards and also from horizontal. Mark the corresponding corners. I will get C, B, A, E and first connect the axis. Mark the boundaries first before identifying the invisible edge to avoid confusion. The boundary will be E to D, D to C, C to O and E to O. Now in the top view, observer will be here. To the observer, the farthest base corner is D prime. Therefore, all the edges emerging from D prime are invisible except they lie on the boundary of the pyramid. If you observe, C to D is coming on the boundary, D to E is also coming on the boundary. Therefore, they are visible. The only invisible edge will be D to O. So therefore, mark D to O as invisible, rest all the edges as visible. D to O is overlap on the axis, so therefore don't show the axis, show the invisible edge, that is invisible slant edge D to O. This completes the top view in the second position. Now in the third position, I should show the inclination of the axis with respect to VP at 45 degree. That 45 degree is the true inclination of the true length of the axis, which is 60 mm. But if I measure, the axis length is reduced and I have an apparent axis length. Therefore, for 60 mm axis length, if the inclination is 45 degree, how much is the inclination for this apparent axis is to be determined. First, draw a 45 degree line and on that line mark this 60 mm axis length. Using set square of 45 degree cross 45 degree, I will mark an 45 degree line On this 45-degree line, you mark the 60 mm axis length. Let us take O as a reference. Using compass, they transfer this true axis length, which is 60 mm, keeping O as reference, cut an arc. At this new point, fix the locus. Now, using compass, measure this apparent axis, the same center as O, intersect this new locus. Measure O01 using compass, taking same O as reference, intersect this new locus. This new point is nothing but O1 for us. Join this O01, extend it to intersect the XY line to measure the beta angle. The beta angle for this problem is turning out to be 48 degrees. Measure the length O1 to D and transfer the corner D. Now, using compass, measure D to E, mark D to E. Again, you measure O1 to E and intersect this arc. Similarly, you measure D to C and O1 to C and transfer. Also measure O1 to A and E to A. Similarly, transfer the corner B by measuring O1 to B and C to B. Mark the corners which we have transferred. This is corner E and this is corner C, and also we have transferred corner B and A. Join all the corresponding corners and also slant edges. This completes the transferring of top view second position to the third position top view, in which the axis is inclined to VP at an angle of beta, which is turning out to be 48 degree for this problem. Now take the projection vertically upwards and also from horizontal. Now mark all the corners. I will get E prime, A prime, B prime, C prime and D prime. The axis is O1 prime and O prime. First, you mark the boundary of this pyramid to avoid the confusion, to mark the invisible edges. The boundary will be O to D, D to E, E to A to B and B to O prime. So the boundary is O prime, D prime, E prime, A prime, B prime and again O prime. Now in the front view, observer will be here. To the observer, the farthest corner A as well as E. Therefore, all the edges moving from A and E are invisible except they lie on the boundary of the pyramid. For the observer, the base is completely visible. Therefore, the only possibility of invisible edges are slant edges. They are E to O and A to O. So marking E to O and A to O as invisible, connecting the remaining edges and slant edges. This completes the marking of invisible and visible edges. As per our second rule, common lines cannot cross over. It is clearly indicating that one is invisible and another one is visible. Here also C prime B prime is visible, A prime O prime is invisible. Nowhere common lines are crossing over. So therefore, This is the final view. Also indicate the axis O prime and O1 prime. Dash lines and dot in between. This is the complete solution for the given problem in which the pentagonal pyramid is resting on one of its slant edge D prime O prime, which can be seen here also, D prime O prime. As usual, I have used same color for these two front views which are same in dimensions, and also for these two top views I have used the same color, which means that these two are in same dimensions. That's all from this lecture. Thank you.